Hello, I'm Steve Hollowood. I'm the road director for the COT22 Regularity event. COT22 Regularity is part of the 2022 Classic Outback Trial, which is running in late March, starting in Parkes and going through to Orange and finishing in Bathurst on the 2nd of April. I'd like to take a little bit of time, if I could, to talk to you about the Regularity event and let you know what we're planning. COT22 Regularity is a time, speed and distance rally and comprises 4 regularity sections a day and will be timed with rally safe. Each regularity section will have one or more tests, and the tests will either be an overall average speed test or a constant average speed test. The route, as I said, runs through Central-West New South Wales, starts in Parkes, and we have 2 days looping out towards Condobolin. Then we move to Orange and then to Bathurst for the end of the event, looping out of both of those towns on the days when we're there. There are some regularity only sections, which are primarily on some fabulous rural New South Wales roads, and there are some sections that we share with the COT22 special stage rally, either running before or after the special stage event. Navigation for the regularity event is straightforward. It's fully route charted. That's a sample of our road book, and the road book is set to special stage specifications, so there'll be plenty of information in the road book and maps to make sure you find your way. Let's have a quick look at the route. On the Saturday before the event, we're having a competitor briefing and also a ceremonial start in the main street of Parkes. And then we have 2 shakedown sections to get you used to what's coming during the week. The first one is regularity only, where we have 3 tests, and then we have a shared section that we share with COT Rally through this little forest here. The event proper starts on Sunday in the main street of Parkes. 3 regularity sections before lunch, each with multiple tests on some fabulous rural roads in this part of the world. Lunch is in Condobolin. After lunch, we have a section following it down the Lachlan Valley here through Mulguthrie Station with 4 tests, and we finish the day in Forbes at McFeeters Motor Museum, and you'll have the opportunity to see the museum and look at the exhibits in the museum before you find your own way back to Parkes. Day 2 also starts in the main street of Parkes, transport out through Bogan Gate. Then we have a regularity section on touring through some fabulous roads, rural roads between Bogan Gate and Condo. We then have 2 sections that we're sharing with the COT Special Stage Rally, and I can't show you the routes in those sections because COT 22 Rally is a blind special stage rally, so the route needs to remain confidential until the night before competition. So after the regularity in 2 shared sections where we're following COT Rally, we have lunch in Condobolin, and then a transport back down here, and we go over across the Lachlan and then head up on a regularity only section and finish the day in Parkes. Day 3 also starts in the main street of Parkes in the same spot in Church Street. We have 2 shared sections with COT Rally. We're running through those before the rally competition, and then we transport to this regularity only section that's got 3 tests, runs around the outskirts of Manildra, and then we head into Molong for a terrific lunch at the Molong Showgrounds. After lunch, we've got a section that goes through this fabulous rural country and then cuts across the bottom of Mount Canobolas. We finish coming into Parkes from the south and finish at the Orange Showgrounds. Day 4 we're up to starts at the Orange Showgrounds. It's a shorter day. We have a regularity only section with 3 tests. We then have 2 sections around Carcoar where we're running ahead of COT Rally. We arrive at Carcoar for an early lunch, and that'll give us the opportunity to have a bit of a look around town. And then after lunch, we've got a regularity section that finishes south of Orange. There are 2 tests in this one as well. On day 5, we head out of Orange. A regularity only section running across towards Bathurst, and it finishes not too far from the outskirts of Bathurst. We then have a transport up through Sofala. We have a section where we're running ahead of the rally field, so it's a shared section with the rally competition where we're running ahead. We get to lunch in Sofala, in the main street of Sofala, and Sofala is a gorgeous historic gold town. And lunch, and actually the service areas in the main street of Sofala, and you'll have to have a good look at that village. We have another shared section where we're running ahead of the rally field, and then our last section of the day is a regularity only section down the bridle track. Then we transport to Bathurst to the service park, which is at the back of Ridges at Mount Panorama. On day 6, you can see by the route there that the first part of day 6 is a lap of Mount Panorama and a look at the view from the top, which is pretty spectacular. And then we have a long regularity only section that comprises, I think, about 4 tests and finishes down here, well to the southeast of Bathurst. We then have 3 sections that we're sharing with COT Rally, where we're running behind COT Rally in the forests in this area. And eventually, after we've done them, we'll have a late lunch at Black Springs and then enjoy the drive back up through Rockley, back up to Mount Panorama, to the service park, again at the back of Mount Panorama. On day 7, the last day of the rally, it's a bit shorter. There are only two regularity sections on day 7. We transport out to the Sunny Corner area and have two sections. The last section of the event is called Fat Lady Sings. The last section of the Classic Outback Trial is always called Fat Lady Sings. We'll be running through Fat Lady ahead of the rally field, and then we'll transport back into Bathurst, and we have a bit of a holding area at the Visitor Information Centre, and the ceremonial finish of the event is in the main street of Bathurst there, in Russell Street, across from some of the Historic Society building there, and we'll have our arch in the middle of Russell Street for the end of the event. Now that's a quick look at the event on the map. Probably let's have a look at some pics that we took taken along the way as well. We've really done our best to pick some very pleasant rural roads for the regularity only sections, and you can see some of them there. We have this good theory that a minor road is always better than a highway if you're going from A to B. So we've done our best to find the best minor roads we could in the area. The picture down the bottom left there is one of the forests southeast of Bathurst that we'll be following the rally field through on day 6. And they're great fun too. They're very spectacular. Some great views. The regularity competition will be able to enjoy some of these views. I suspect the special stage competition will be going a bit quicker. This is on that same section, and this is a fun little Ford too. We'll be going through that ahead of the rally field. More amazing views. That's Frank Grant, who's our checker, and it'll be zero car in the event. He and I have stopped and taken selfies at lots of places that we've just been gobsmacked by what we're seeing. This is Sofala. The lunch break is in that hall there, down there with the green roof. Spectacular town. That's also the service area, actually, that main street, and you'll have an opportunity to have a look at Sofala while you're there at lunch. McFeeters is where we finish on day 1, and you'll have an opportunity to see the collection there. Also on day 2, we transport some of the sculpture that Forbes has put in place as part of a sculpture down the Lachlan Initiative, and we'll stop and have a look at this bloke. He's very impressive, and when you stand next to him and you come up to his kneecaps, you'll be even more impressed. It's a great piece of work. Carcaw's a beautiful historic town. We'll have an extended lunch break there, so you can have a good look at the place. Millthorpe's gorgeous as well. Utes in the paddock at Condobolin, you'll get a chance to look at them. It's an art installation made out of Holden Utes, and that's pretty spectacular as well. Mount Panorama is an interesting place, no doubt, to all of us motorsport fans. Day 6 and day 7 starts under ridges, and then we turn right on Conrod Straight in that gap in the fence there and go under the bridge. That's the view from the top of Mount Panorama, and you'll get to see that early on day 6. Parks is fabulous as well, and there's lots to see around Parks before the event. At the Henry Parks Centre, at the north end of Parks, they have an Elvis museum and also another auto museum, which is pretty good. And we're hoping that Elvis will visit us at our welcome function on Saturday night. I suspect the real Elvis has moved to Parks because it was probably more interesting than where he lived. He may visit us, but if he does, say thank you very much. And that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to give you an idea of where we're going and what we're doing. There's a lot more information about the Regularity event on our website. Just click on the Regularity tab up in the menu at the top, or send Phil, Bernadou or I an email, and we'd be pleased to answer any questions you may have. It's going to be great fun. It'll be good competition. It'll be fierce competition, I suspect, as well. We almost guarantee you'll have an enjoyable time. Hope to see you out there. Thank you.